I guess by the time I'll air this, it should be out for like a month. Yeah, we're gonna be reviewing it, and when I say we have a fun group of girls here today. We got the girl gang in the house, so let's start off here. We got Emily Sound.
Hi guys.
Hello. We also have a returning guest, Asia.
Hey.
And also a non-stripper, a non-sex worker. We have Annie.
Hi.
But she's a pole dancer. She's in the pole community. So if you guys can kind of understand the dynamic here and the group, we have 3 strippers and a pole dancer in here to give you a little bit of context. So if you guys haven't seen the movie Hustlers, spoiler alert, might not want to listen to this episode if you don't want to hear things and get spoiled. So yeah, so if you guys haven't seen it, basically the synopsis of the movie, it kind of centers around these 2 girls. So in the movie, we have a dancer named Destiny, played by Constance Wu, and then we have, what was her name?
Ramona,
yes, thank you.
J-Lo.
J-Lo, hot mama, shit.
She looked good, girl. Like, she looked good.
Fucking good. So yeah, the story centers around basically those 2. Destiny is working as a stripper to make money, and then they find out basically when she returns back, she has a baby, all this stuff happens. It's all like background story. She comes back to the industry, and like kind of like how it is today, the industry is kind of dying. She comes back, the club is empty as fuck, no one's making money. This is after the economic crash, right? So no one wants to spend money anymore. So her and Ramona decide, well, I guess more Ramona's idea,
Yeah.
in terms of like, okay, they kind of think about this like heist, and they start drugging Wall Street guys.
And it's important to know that this is something like actually happened.
It's real, based on a
Like
true
this,
story.
literally, like it's based off of like their
Constance
life.
Wu, basically, she her character is based on Rosalind Kao, and then the other one was Samantha Bravas. I can't remember the last name, Samantha something, but I read about it online. The article's really good. Actually, the article, I think it was in the New York Times. They took a lot of direct quotes from that to the movie, so it was like super cool to read and see. But yeah, it was a really cool movie. I don't know, like, what did you guys think? Good or bad? What's your thumbs up, thumbs down? What do you guys think about the movie?
I would say definitely thumbs up. It was very entertaining and very funny.
Very
There's
funny.
a lot of moments
Yeah.
where I seen the movie, I'm like, that's so me. That's so me. That is so us. Oh.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. For me, like I wasn't expecting the storyline exactly. Like I didn't know what to expect going in. Like if it was gonna be type of like what's it called, Magic Mike,
Yeah.
like all
I
show.
thought so too.
Exactly, where no, there was like I like that it dealt with the life behind the people, right? Where like in my case, looking at strippers from the outside, you don't really know. You only get like the stigmas that are out there. Where I feel this gave a very human context to what it is to work in that industry and what women have to do to get whatever it is that they need to get, right?
Right.
I don't know. So I appreciated that part of it, aside from the fact that it was super entertaining and like, I don't know, I thought the casting was really well done.
So
Even
good.
like the girls.
All-star cast, man.
Yeah. Betty from
God.
Riverdale puking all over the place. That was hilarious.
Fucking Cardi B.
Yeah, oh my
Cardi
God.
B. So good.
Yeah, no, I thought it was really good.
Emily?
Yeah, I liked it. I like the little pieces that they put in that actually things that do happen in the
Yeah.
change room. And
Me
you're like,
too.
I can relate to that.
Like the
and all
tampon
that.
string part? Like, that was me. I was like, what the fuck do you do when you have a period? Because every time I work at the club, I always have my fucking period. And you just gotta snip it off, right? Snip and
Yeah.
tuck.
Snip and tuck.
And so many people, I feel like, ask us those questions, and then it's just like right there in the movie, like they're like, oh, well, you can't work for 1 week a month, and you're like, no, we work.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
and
me
so-
We could still do it.
Yeah.
We could still spready.
Yeah, I like those little parts of it.
Yeah, the
that
little
just had-
nuances and
yeah.
stuff, even the little comments that they made as well, and even like some of the questions that some of the guys had asked, like, oh, what hurt you, or comments like that. I've been asked questions like that. I'm like, fuck off, nothing fucking happened to me. I fucking chose to be here. Like, get the fuck off, like, get over yourself.
Yeah, they did show a lot of the typical things that do happen when
Yeah.
guys come in. Some of the stuff that they do say, or that even the relationships that they showed, you're just like, yeah, I've been in that one.
I totally relate to that.
Certain things you're like, yeah, it's certain parts of it.
Absolutely. And Annie, you had never been to a strip club until recently.
Yeah, it was about a year and a half ago. Like, I'd gone to a strip a long, long time ago, but it was a male one, so I don't think that one counts.
Ooh,
and
real strip club.
yeah, that's a whole other story. It was a long time ago. But yeah, I got the opportunity to go almost a year and a half ago, and I was mind blown because this girl just gets on stage, and it was just art. It was like aerials. It was like I was at the circus, and I was like, this is insane. And that kind of piqued my interest. And then I met a friend who's a pole dancer, and she introduced me to the tantra community, and now I love it. Like, and I get it. Like, doing all of the stuff, like, to get to that point. Like, I thought it was so funny the part where J-Lo's training Destiny. Like,
oh my god,
I thought that was so
layback. I'm like, who the fuck does layback during the first lesson? I didn't do layback until like a year or so later. I mean, a year and a half into the thing. I was so fucking scared.
I know, and that's like that's what I found funny. I was just like kind of sympathizing, but like that entering into that, not like I don't think I'd have the courage to do the work that you girls do, but holy crap, like I commend you because doing those tricks and putting yourself out there and really, because it's not just the body, like it's the passion, it's the vulnerability, it's the art behind all of that. And when it comes to the profession, like I've learned to really respect it because of all of that.
Mind blown.
Yeah.
Mind blown.
Yeah.
Which club did you go to, by the way? Was it here in Vancouver?
Yeah, I was at the Granville Strip.
Granville Strip.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
some really great performers there too. So.
Yeah, like I don't know who it was. Like I don't know if maybe I know her now. Like at the time, because I wasn't really focused on the face, right? Like I was just like seeing this girl like floating around and doing all these tricks, and I was just mind blown. Yeah,
Their setup for aerials is amazing.
yes,
Yeah.
and that's the thing. Like it's
Freaking
so high.
high.
It was beautiful.
Such a beautiful club.
Yeah,
Mhm.
gorgeous. I wish they had another pool though. Sad.
Yeah, 2 pools would be perfect.
Yes, agreed. Okay, enough about the strip clubs here. Let's get back to the movie, guys.
Yes.
So, yeah, I guess, like, touching what you said, Annie, in terms of, like, tricks and stuff, like, how realistic do you think that stuff was? Like, I know there was so much promo and press about, like, J-Lo trained a lot. She trained a lot with Jack the Stripper, who was also a consultant on the movie as well. But she did undergo a ton of training for the movie. And you could see it, too. So, I don't know, like, people were, like, bitching about, J-Lo, point your fucking toes. And then I'm like, come on, she's not a trained pole dancer. Like, they don't know the stuff.
Yeah.
And I think, in general, like, she did a pretty good job.
She did. I kind of wish there had been more scenes
Oh my
of
God.
like the
Yes.
actual dance. Like I wish that it hadn't been so much. Like I
was
thought they
so
would have done more because
small.
it was like the one scene. Aside from that, there was nothing, right?
It was like 10 minutes of
So-
the movie with like the strip club part.
Exactly. The
And
rest.
like everything you see like in the trailer was that.
That's it.
So I thought more of it would be centered in the strip club.
Mhm.
Like, oh, finally a movie for strippers. Like, this is us. Like,
Yeah.
that's perfect. And it's just such a small portion. So I was like, I was disappointed with that a little bit, to be
Yeah,
honest.
they put a lot of focus more was on the storyline, on the where Destiny is now, and like her fear to reconnect with that life and trying to forget it, but also still looking at it like in a positive way. Like I don't know, I thought it was really interesting. But yes, I definitely wish there had been more pole dancing, the strippers, like the strip club life,
Yeah.
because that's what they hyped up, right?
Yeah.
I think we're all so excited to see
Yeah.
it. Like, we're like, oh, we want to see pole. We want to see all those things.
Yeah.
as
Yeah.
pole
See
dancers
what
and
types
strippers.
of
Yeah.
tricks and routines they come up with.
I mean, I
Everything in
love
there.
watching other girls' shows, so in a movie,
Me
it's
too.
exciting too.
And like J-Lo was like, and this is a martini. I'm like, that's not a martini.
That's a martini.
What's happening there? Well, different names, different movies, but because I think they filmed at a club in Jersey. I can't remember the name of it when I was doing my research, but I think they closed for a week or 2 weeks filming, and there was a lot of uproar because yes, the club got paid, they got the whole buyout for the whole entire week or week and a half or 2 weeks or whatever it was, but like, did any of the dancers that worked there get any of that? Did any of them see that money? And the answer is no. So what do you guys think about that? Like, that to me was kind of shocking.
Well, yeah, yeah, that's unfair. But that, in a way, too, is the responsibility of the club themselves, because they're the ones making the money. Like, I don't know how it works in regards to how you ladies get paid, like what kind of commission you guys have to give back and things like that. But in this case, the club took the sustenance of the girls. They still gain, and they're up in the air. I don't know.
So for us, I'm not sure. I'm assuming it's kind of similar in the States, but we could get paid per dance, per private dance, or per going on stage. So if you're not there and working that night and doing a dance, like, they don't get paid. So they basically lost work for those weeks, and like, But it's like us too. If we suddenly don't have a booking, like, you know,
and you can speak to like Asia can definitely speak to this. Do you want to speak about your experience right now? She's like getting ready. Let me get the mic.
Let me attack this mic right now. So yes, if when the strip club is closed down, or it's closed down just for 2 weeks, we are losing. We're not gaining any money. We are losing money.
Yeah, it's a loss of revenue.
It's a loss of revenue, loss of tips, loss of paying our rent.
Not really any security.
Like, there's no security.
Like, even getting injured. That's it.
Yeah.
Done.
Well, look in the movie, like, Destiny got pregnant, and
you obviously can't.
You can't dance when you're pregnant.
You don't get maternity leave. Don't get those
There's
things.
no benefits, guys. It's not like a corporate 9-to-5 job.
Yeah.
It's just like you get paid when you're there, and if you're not working, then you're not gonna get paid. So
And you could also lose the booking too, just like in a snap. Clubs could also fire you on the spot for absolutely no reason, or they'll make up a reason. It could be a lie, but it's, you know, their word against yours. And who do you think's gonna win?
Yeah, quote unquote business.
Right?
Emily, I thought you had something to say about that.
I forget. Oh, just how it's not even necessarily that you get paid to be there walking around the floor. You get paid when you sell a dance. So you could be on the floor all night from 9 to 2 and leave with less money for paying a floor fee if you didn't have any luck selling any dances that night. So yeah, it's a very it's definitely a range. Like, every night is a very different night. I did like how they did kind of show that in the beginning of the movie when she's hustling, and I liked that they put her at the beginning as a horrible hustler, because that's what it's like when you're new. You don't know how to sell dances, and
I still don't know how to sell dances.
And like, as soon as that part happened where she's just struggling to sell dances and she's trying, and then she goes and she has to give the cut of what she did make, and then you see what she's left with, I was like, good. Like, they're putting that's actually like, I'm like, that's
legitimate.
me.
That's me.
I'm not a hustler, I guess.
I'm definitely not a hustler like that
baby
either.
I like how they did show the baby hustler and the struggle, like, even in her facial expressions, like, ooh, who do I go to? She seems more shy going to people. And then finally, when a guy calls them over, she gets really excited and happy, like, yes, let's do it.
Yeah, it's definitely a skill. Like,
it's sales.
Yeah.
It's basically sales, guys. So you're going around, you're making your rounds, you're talking to all these guys, they're like, do you want to dance? And it can't just be like, do you want to dance? Like, has it ever worked for you guys? This hasn't ever worked for you guys. It's never worked for me.
Very odd time.
I have to say, like, it's really interesting to hear how it actually works, because at least, like, in my case, the idea that I have of how your industry works is that you ladies went out there, you guys did your dance, you might have paid a little bit something, but you guys always left, like, doing really well. So I think it's so I know. And this is the naivete and the misconception where it's not really looked as an industry, like, from certain aspects where it should be, because you guys are right. Like, all of the stuff that you ladies are talking about are stuff that people in corporate world are going through, people with regular jobs are going to, people that work in the service industry at hotels, you know, with hotels not paying them enough. You guys are offering a service, and like you said, it does sound like it sells like 100%. So it's really, really interesting that they take away that, like, oh yeah, no, strippers don't just go and like bank a lot of money and that's it, right? I really like understanding, like that kind of understanding, because I think that's the only way that people are really gonna take away the taboo out of all of it and see it more mainstream, more for what it is, an industry. Like,
and I think that the movie did a good job in that, and not glamorizing and not sensationalizing like stripping, like being an exotic dancer, because, you know, I was scared and I was skeptical coming into watching the movie. I was like, oh my god, are they gonna like glamorizes the whole thing, and that everyone's gonna be a stripper, and like, you know, it's gonna be an influx. I was actually scared about that because like they make it look so good in the movies, or they make it look so good online, and those misconceptions that you mentioned, like, hey, like strippers make a shit ton of money, and like, yeah, we can. Definitely. We have the potential of making a shitload of money, but it's hard work, and people don't understand, like, it's a lot of strength. It's a very physical job. It's a very mental job as well, and you have to have a really tough skin to be in this industry.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yes,
It's hard.
Definitely.
Like, even going
all
around
the harassment, like if how they portrayed it in the movie, especially during that second part, it's how it is. But I think that's another misconception, that, you know, like all the strippers like also went ahead and did like all of the sexual favors and everything else, and that they put that in the movie, that not everybody is like that. That some girls just want to dance, some girls just want to do their art, make their money, but that doesn't mean, you know, like, I think it's good, like everybody does whatever it is that they need to do, but I like that they're shining realistic,
the gritty part of it,
exactly,
too, the side of it, and that's really important, because every time I dance in the Penthouse or wherever, or like whatever club, at least one person will ask how much for you to come home with me. At least like for per week booking, someone will ask me that, and I'm just like $10,000, like something like outrageous price.
Outrageous there. Let's see now.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just unfortunately normalized and expected behavior from men sometimes that go to strip clubs. But honestly, most of the time for me, I've had very, very, very positive experiences. But there are some instances where it's kind of gross.
I can imagine.
Yeah, or just get really disrespected, or, you know, discouraged too. Like even when you're walking around trying to sell dances, you're like, do you want to dance? And they're like, no. And they show that in the movie too. No, sorry, no, I'm not interested. Nah, ask me later. You know, it's tough.
Come back later.
Like you guys have to put up with a lot of rejection, a lot. Like what you said is 100% correct. Like to do what you ladies do, like takes freaking courage. Like not just the physical strength, but like the emotional like strength. And this is another thing. What I found is that in society has always portrayed like strippers, especially from someone that grew up in like religious like home and everything. Like we have everything portrayed as, oh, they're broken people, or people that are just doing it for the money or whatnot. And it's like, no, it's not like that. Like now, the more that I learn, the more that I get to, you know, meet women that, you know, like have degrees, have all of this stuff, and they still choose their art because that's what it is. And I just think that it's really important that is coming to light, right? And I am happy to have that understanding now because it's opened like doors and friendships and everything, right? So I like that they did that they, in the movie themselves too, they created that bond where women, like within all, they might have been hustling, they might have been doing whatever it is that they were doing, but they created a community, they created a family within all. Even at the end of the movie, you know, like Ramona's still caring for her, like there's still that love, that care, right, that you build.
I really did love that about it, that it does show a lot of friendships and how close those friendships are, and I felt like that was nice to see.
Yeah, I like that too, because like I feel like that is pretty accurate, because I wouldn't have met you.
Yeah.
I mean, I met you in class, but like, but you know what I mean? Like, and I would have never started this podcast if it wasn't for me and the amazing community of girls and women that are out there, you know? And people have been coming to me about this podcast, wanting to be on, and like, you know, hey, like I have some guests that could be great, or hey, like I would really love to speak about this topic. And it's because the community has been, like, it is a little bit like a sisterhood.
Yeah,
definitely. You know?
We all know someone who knows
someone.
Like, we're all definitely
We're all connected,
yeah,
which is incredible, because there's so many of us, right? Like, how many people are in that internet diet? Like, it's like 100, 200?
Yeah, a good 200.
In, like, BC. Like, that's insane.
And our bond is, like, it's really strong. We're sisters. Yeah. We're just not, like, a co-worker that we see every other week or whatever.
Yeah. I find the friendships are so different than outside of dancing. And there was a few months where I was working more of a 9-to-5, like another job outside dancing. And it is so interesting, like, making friendships in that opposed to in dancing. Like, when you walk into a change room on the Monday and you've never met the girl, but how fast you guys can connect, because automatically you have something in common that you guys, like, that's very different that you relate to. And yeah, it's just a very different kind of friendship, the way it builds.
It's fast.
And sometimes you're living with a girl for a week, or you're going through things with somebody, like you're going through a lot of emotions in a night.
And then the stripper girl support that we give each other, especially in the change rooms when, you know, Ramona's going in like, okay girls, let's make some money, let's like take their wallets, and that's exactly what we do in the dressing room when a dancer goes on stage. We're like, have a good show, girl. Go make that money. Empty their wallets. It's like we're so positive towards each other.
Yeah, because we all want to win. We all want to support each other. We all want to be successful, right? And if you're like kind of down about it, it's just no one really wants that energy, right? It's hard.
We've all had those bad days. So when another girl's crying in the change room, maybe you've never met her, but like you're there. You're there for each other, and we've all been there. So
we're there to hold each other's hand.
I was like, is it just me who's crying in the change room?
It's me sleeping in the change room. Like,
I've slept in the change room.
Yes.
The amount of time we just like made a bed like on the counter. I'm like, guys, I'm just gonna sleep here right now, and good night.
We got a good hour before
no one asks
our
questions,
show.
and everyone can relate.
No one asks questions. That's the thing. You're like, no judgment at all. It's just like, girl, do what you gotta do. Which is awesome. What else do you guys like about the film? Or what do you guys not like about films? We talked about a lot of good things. Unless we all just loved the film. I actually want to see it again.
Yeah, I felt like after I
dissect
watched
again.
it, I wanted to rewatch it.
Yeah.
Once you know the whole movie and you want to go back and then like look at the little details and then look at it from a different perspective.
Yeah, no, I'm with you in that one too, because like I was concentrating so hard and paying attention to the storyline and like seeing where it was going to unfold, because I didn't really know much about the movie. I just thought like, stripper movie, cool. Obviously I'm gonna watch it. Yeah, I'm a pole dancer. Like I'm a stripper. Yeah, I would definitely want to watch this movie. But I would definitely like probably want to see it again.
I probably will. Download it.
Any takeaways from the movie as well that you guys could think of?
I'm thinking maybe the drug part.
Yeah.
I don't want people thinking we're drugging your drinks.
No. No.
This is what we do not do, and I don't know any personally that someone's done that.
Me neither.
But I do get like it can happen, but
you'd hope that everyone would just watch it as a movie, being like, oh, this is what
It's
these
the
girls
movie.
decided to do. And
Yeah.
it's a movie, not like, oh, this is what every stripper is doing now, is they're gonna do that. Like,
right?
yeah.
Like, personally, when I'm at the club, I have to watch my drink.
Yeah.
So, the guys are not slipping something in there and think they could take me home or something.
Yeah.
So I guess now the guys have to watch their drinks.
It would be interesting to see what guys take away from the Hustlers movie. Like, I would love to definitely like girls and other dancers would talk about it, but like what guys who've been in a strip club would think, and guys who've never been in a strip club and they watch the Hustlers movie. I'd be interested to see. Even I think people even underage could go in and watch.
Because it really wasn't. If you think about it, like even though it was the strippers, like it wasn't really.
There wasn't the nudity.
No,
There
it wasn't
wasn't
crazy.
Yeah,
Strippers. It's like,
think of the
oh,
other
that
movies
scene where the dude like is unconscious and
The
falls
pool?
on the ground. Yeah,
Yeah,
that was funny. No, I think they did a very good job. Like as a combine, the whole movie, I think they did a really good job balancing the storyline, keeping it real while being funny, and at the same time having that little bit of drama to keep you hooked, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. It was really good.
And it wasn't cheesy.
No, and that's the thing. Like you want to like thinking about what could be bad. Like any movie, like there could be little things that as we watch, like won't. But as a whole, like that first impression, it's a positive one because it's an interesting movie.
Yeah.
Like it's a great movie in that way.
And it wasn't a cheesy J-Lo movie.
It wasn't a romantic comedy because you were. I will say, I really like how like she fed into this character. Like she did such a good job with that character. Like not bringing out the classic like little J-Lo, you know.
Yeah.
So I really enjoyed that.
I think it was definitely well cast. Very, very good cast.
Kiki Palmer was hilarious.
Oh my gosh, she's a total riot. She was so funny. God, like everyone was like expertly cast, I think, in the movie. Like enough for comedic relief, but also didn't detract away from the storyline too.
100%. The characters, like they came in at the right times. It wasn't, like everybody had a little bit of focus. Like everybody had a little bit of their own story going on, and I thought that was really neat. It wasn't just background characters. Like even if their storylines were smaller, like Kiki, like having that situation with her boyfriend in prison and whatnot, and then I forgot Betty's name because all I can think about it is Betty. I remember that, like Betty, Annabelle. Her situation with her parents and fighting with her family and finding a home outside her home because she was no longer accepted. I thought like that's really cool that they gave each little character, even at the end, and like Amber, you know, having all her police issues and being the one who blows the whistle, right?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, full spoiler alert. Right?
Yeah, full spoiler alert. But I mean, if you're familiar with the story, you'll kind of know, and you'll kind of see which characters go with which and stuff. But yeah, like a lot of, like they did a really good job in just like really taking that article and taking this story and bringing this story to life.
Yeah.
It was pretty interesting.
Yeah, and making it well enough so everybody can connect with it, because there is something there that everybody can kind of take from it. And like you said, even the man that watched this movie, like it really, like, yeah, I guess I hadn't thought about it. Like, what are they thinking?
I wonder so much. Yeah, what guys would think, or people who just maybe not necessarily guys, but people who have never been into a strip club, what they would think, because we've been in clubs for a while, so our perspective is going to be very different than someone who they just watch it and I wonder, you know, what then.
So next week on Strip by let me know because when we on. I'm going back on what you said, Annie, in terms of like, you know, they were carving out each storyline for each of the girls. These are all like really realistic stories too, you know? Like some people I know, they were kicked out, you know, when they told their parents that, hey, I do this for a living. They didn't have that support and they end up in this kind of position too. And same with a lot of the other stories as well. Like say a boyfriend is not being supportive of what they're doing and then may become abusive to them. But then they have no way out. They have to support themselves somehow. So these are really realistic stories that do happen in everyday life too. So it was great that they kind of shed light on that too. I mean, it is a movie, but you know what I mean? So.
But it's very real too.
Very real.
At the same time.
Definitely.
So straight up, as strippers, like what's the rating on this movie?
In
up to
terms
10?
Of,
like just in general, like as portraying like what the lifestyle is and like what the club, like what the scene is, like
it was definitely a lot more glamorous in the movie.
Yeah.
Like
it's definitely American wise.
Than
I've seen what I'm used to BC wise. So I definitely wouldn't say 100%.
I think how they portrayed the show, like the show is so different than the shows that are in Alberta or BC, and I think that definitely depends on the venue that you're working at. So I'm maybe that's what a lot of them in the States are. I'm not sure, but the shows are different. But I did like just how they showed how crazy busy it was. She was making so much money, and then after, how dead the club was, and I thought that was okay. You're showing the difference of it used to maybe be a lot more busy,
it
used
to be
glamorous, and then now, then they ended up working. Where did she work at? Old Navy, I think.
Yeah, she's at Old Navy.
The transition to a regular kind of retail job, and
that's hard. That's like really tough.
Transition.
It's really hard transitioning to
the money, the difference in money,
and scheduling.
Scheduling.
I like that they put scheduling in it because you're like,
that's a huge thing. I guess Asia can kind of speak on that a little bit soon, sort of.
I'll do it now? Sure.
Yeah, sure.
Well, yes, I'm definitely still stripping, dancing, but the past month I haven't been getting booked. Reasons I guess I won't talk about. Legally, I can't say, I guess.
Right.
So it forced me to find a 9-to-5 job, and it is holiday time, so everyone is hiring by the thousands, so it's like pretty easy getting a 9-to-5 job, I guess, now. But that's what I had to lower myself down to, is getting an hourly job.
I wouldn't even say lowering.
What do you mean lowering yourself down?
Wait, can you elaborate on that? What do you mean by lowering yourself down?
I guess money-wise. So I'll say really low, I'll say roughly $1,000 a week I can make in a strip club, and that's just paycheck and a little bit of tips.
That's not even trying.
Not even trying. I'm doing the lowest right now, worst week ever. Let's say $1,000. As opposed to working 2 weeks hourly job somewhere. What is your paycheck? What? $700 for 2 weeks.
I'm not even gonna go.
So that's why I would say lowering. It is lower money. The work it's hard work doing an hourly job because you gotta work for 8 hours straight,
and it's not for you.
You're on your feet all the time. Dancing, yes, we are on our feet all the time, but at the same time we sit down or lay down.
Yeah, shows are 15 minutes, 15 to 20 minutes are shows. So in total, it's an hour. You know what I mean? The way I look at it.
Total, it's an hour you're working, or you're in the change room, you're relaxing, you're eating,
or you leave,
eating every half hour. I don't know. like.
I think it's just a huge lifestyle change working other jobs from dancing, because dancing is so different. The hours you're doing at night, the sacrifices are just a lot different. Like, not saying people could be happy in either job and miserable in either job. I think it's people find things that make them happy, whether it's an hourly job and they love the routine, they love doing their work from earlier in the morning. They wouldn't want to stay up till 2 a.m. or go through some of the sacrifices with dancing. Like, but I think when you are in dancing and you love it and your body's used to that routine, you're used to the sacrifices that it is and the work that it is, it's such a huge switch being like, oh, how long until my lunch break? It's, or like you're waking up at 6 a.m. Like, it's definitely transition. So
yes, and I think because I love dancing so much, and for me to be like, I have to do an hourly job, it's like, I'm not ready to leave dancing.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's heartbreaking.
You want to leave when you're ready to leave, but sometimes the way this industry is now is
sometimes you don't have
really
a choice.
Well, that's the thing, because like the industry is so up and down. It's so not stable, guys. So if you ever want to think about like, hey, I'm gonna quit my job and to start dancing, you better have a backup plan, because a lot of us are not getting bookings right now. Let's just say that. So
we already had a club burnt down a month ago, so
and club is closing down. We had Diamonds closed down. We also had the one in Williams Lake.
Yeah, that's Diamonds.
Oh, that is Diamonds.
There's
too.
Diamonds and Dust.
Diamonds and Dust. Yeah, Diamonds and Dust burnt down. Diamonds in Edmonton burned down.
Penticton's had 2 fires.
Fires. It's like mysterious.
So you
fires.
ladies travel all over like the West Coast to perform. Oh, wow.
There's clubs all over Canada. So
and they'll fly you to perform.
No.
What I mean, the ones outside the industry don't know. Like,
but that is the most typical. Like, everybody thinks that. That's always what we get, because a lot of times when people are hired to do a job, their accommodations are paid. They get money for their food and their travel. There's maybe 2 places that I know of that will give you a credit on your check for part of your flights, and I'm pretty sure that's Yellowknife and Prince Rupert used to. Other than that, as far as I know, everywhere else you're doing your own. So when you have your bookings in advance, flights are obviously a lot cheaper. You're like, yeah, I'm going here, it's fine. So when your bookings get changed or canceled, then you've either lost all that money.
Oh my god, and
change.
I'm in travel, so like changing a flight last minute. Oh my god!
And you learn the hard. I mean, a lot of us did learn the hard way that you need to get on your flights where you're able to change it.
Yeah,
if not, like,
no basic economy for you ladies.
Get the flex.
It's so worth it. I tell that to all of my clients, especially the ones that travel for business. So
you have to. That price to change it is pricey, right?
And even last minute, like if they're like, hey, we have a booking for you, and it's up in Fort St. John, and you look at flights and they're 700 round trip, and you're like, well, am I gonna hope that tips are good that week? But what if you go there and it's dead? What if you go there and it's great? You have no idea. Like, you're paying their expenses, so you are your own business, and
you guys are literally running your own business.
Yeah.
Holy smokes! I'm learning.
And accommodations too.
Yeah, accommodations we get not looked over.
We get charged for accommodations, so we don't like stay in like the dancer house for free.
Yeah.
There's a certain percentage that does get taken off our paychecks as well.
Wow.
And it's crazy how many people, I guess that would be the norm, to think that it's just covered in your travel. Like,
we wish.
Wishful thinking, guys. Like, nothing in this world is for free, okay? Nothing in this world is for free.
But that's why we definitely appreciate all our tips. We appreciate everyone who goes in and supports us in the clubs.
Yeah.
Some people, I think they do see the effort.
Yeah.
But appreciate the services.
So I have a question, like from the outside. If you guys, let's say that if you guys had all the money, if it wasn't for the money, would you still be dancing? Would you still be doing it? Like, is it like you love it, right?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah, seriously.
I used to always tell the agency that I would dance at the Fox for free. Like, and they're like, you can't just start saying that.
Because I think a lot of people like don't see that. Like, a lot of people outside of the scene don't understand that it's the love for that, right? Like, that you ladies, the money is great and everything, but it's not just about the money, right? And I think that's one thing that maybe a takeaway from the movie, that you ladies are not just doing it for the money, but the money definitely definitely is needed. So send it. But yeah, like I'm happy to hear that, right? Because it means that you guys are like doing it because it is what you do. It is your passion. Like it is what you're trying to do.
When I wasn't dancing for a few months, there was definitely a phase I went through where I missed the girls so much. Like just that kind of being in the change room. Like you can't find that anywhere else. And so that was a hard part for me that had nothing to do with the money. It was just having those friendships for sure. And being on stage is amazing. I think there's certain parts that I wouldn't do if I wasn't for money. There's a few clubs that maybe I would just visit
and not work.
But that's just me personally. I don't know. But there's certain ones that are so beautiful. You step on stage and you're like, wow.
Like we're a shining star.
Yeah.
It's a performance and it's like builds up our adrenaline.
For sure.
Definitely.
Yeah.
That's how we get our high.
And I think that's part of how the transition is hard to other jobs is you have a job where you get nervous, you get excited, you are creative with what you're wearing, what you're dancing to, choosing your music, doing all these things, and then if you go into another job that maybe you don't have any of those outlets and you don't get that adrenaline, then it's a harder transition.
It's definitely hard. Like I could definitely speak on this because I dance on such a very part-time, like if not an on-call basis, and because I chose to do this, you know, like I work a bunch of jobs. I work corporate, like I work in an office, and my last job, loved the last job, but near the end, I was just so unmotivated and bored that I was just like, get me at the club, get me somewhere, like I need to do something more, you know? And because I really loved doing it. For me, it was never about the money. For me, it was always about because I wanted to perform. I really wanted a place where I could perform and showcase my love for pole dancing. And that's why I hate VIPing, because I just don't fucking care about that at all. I want to be on stage. You know, that's what I'm getting paid to be there for. That's what people love. And I just love commanding the audience. And, you know, when it comes off the stage and people are like, oh my God, that was incredible. It gives you such a fucking high that like I can't even like describe how I feel, but it makes me feel so good that honestly, like money to me is a bonus, but I just love it so much that like I cannot imagine my life without it.
I like hearing that.
It's the best.
We're really lucky, I think, in Alberta and BC in the way that we can put on big shows. I feel like from even the movie how their stage looked, or from what I guess we see sometimes from clubs. When I did go to a club in New York, it was more of a little catwalk. It wasn't shows, it wasn't costumes.
So
it was about the hustle. It was about selling dances, and I think that's a lot different than like here we do have that available to us, which is awesome. But there's also the stage aspect, which maybe they didn't really show that in Hustlers. Like I think there's a lot of clubs in the state that it's all about the hustle. It's all about selling private dances.
Yeah, totally. And I think it definitely is like that in New York because like when I went to strip clubs in New York, they don't have full nudity. Like it's
They don't?
weird. They don't have full nudity.
States doesn't.
No, there's like titty bars.
G-string on.
Yeah, so I think they focus so much on dances, and that's why people can sell so many of dances because
that's when they can see them. Like, can they take off their G-string and private dances?
I think they can. I don't really know, but it was so weird,
so different.
Yeah,
they didn't really want females in the club that I was going to in New York. They were very discouraging of me going in. Like, what are you doing here? And all this kind of stuff. Like, you're not a male. Like, it was very like here. It's sometimes a 50-50 split. Sometimes there's even more girls than guys. Sometimes in the club.
Yeah, I know a lot of my girlfriends are like, oh, let's just go to the strip club. They go to the strip club all the time. And before I just like I don't go out a lot either. So like, but yeah, once I did, I was like, oh, this is great.
Yeah, so much fun.
I think it's almost two very different industries.
Yeah,
here.
Very, very different industries.
So it's like the entertaining industry of it, and then they're like the actual business part of it.
Yeah, it's definitely it's a package. It's hard because for me, I love the performative aspect of dancing, but I don't like, as I said, I don't like selling dances. I have no joy in that at all. Like if you ever dance with me at the club, you guys will know. Like, should I go down and try to sell dances, or should I stay up here and be alone? I'm like, I'm gonna be alone. Like I don't want to talk to anybody.
I should at least make one round around the bar.
Yeah.
Walk around and look sexy.
Just gotta sell one dance. Just gotta sell one in the week. That's like my goal. Sell one dance.
So that's very, very BC.
Very
Alberta's.
BC. Alberta's opposite. Yeah. Do you want to speak on that?
I wouldn't necessarily say opposite is that there is big shows in Alberta as well. Like those shows are huge. Girls put so much into, because they're also longer shows in Alberta. So here sometimes we get the half shows, and they're all full shows, which is amazing because you can really like put everything into the show. But there is also, they do expect you to be hustling on the floor, which here is a little bit more of
chill.
It's chill.
It's more chill, more relaxed.
So, wait, we don't have quotas here. At least the clubs that I've danced here, we don't have quotas. But I know like some places have quotas in Alberta.
Yeah,
they all have quotas in Alberta.
Some. I think it depends. I've come back to BC because I was not a good hustler.
So you moved to BC.
Any closing notes, guys? That was like a weird fucking transition.
This was fun today. This was a very educational conversation. I really enjoyed it.
I'm so glad. And I guess all around, what do we think of Hustlers? I guess you said out of 10.
I would give it an 8.5.
I don't know. I honestly don't watch any movies.
I don't watch a lot of movies either, so I'm like, ooh. But I feel like
it was fun to go see.
Yeah, it was a good movie.
Yeah, it's very entertaining. There's a lot of points in the movie that are realistic in our BC stripper world, and there's other aspects that are like, that doesn't happen here. Like, or like just, oh, girls don't actually do that, but it's just a misconception sometimes. So they do have both sides of the story, or different sides of the stories for every different girl, or every different stereotypical stripper vibe sometimes that they did proceed. But yeah, they covered every little thing, I would say.
I do hope that people go out to that club and tip the girls who lost work. I think like on the negative parts of the movie is just like a little bit also just how even tagging on Instagram, it's fine for the movie but not fine for us, like things like that.
God.
Yeah.
That's just too. Like,
what happened with that?
Oh,
I saw like girls saying that they couldn't, like, you couldn't put your post up and stuff.
Oh yeah, so that's a whole other fucking topic. So
hashtag support real hustlers.
Yeah,
real hustlers. Yeah,
real hustlers. Because like everyone's like so excited about the Hustlers movie and blah blah blah. But then of course we're still getting shadow banned. So are you familiar with shadow ban?
Yeah, that they block you, that you can't, that people can't see your post.
So if you guys don't know, this has been going on for what, the whole year? A year now. Yeah. So a lot of pole dancers, exotic dancers, a lot of dancers in general, like in terms of the pole community, we've been shadow banned. So what shadow ban means is that, like, you know how people use hashtags to, like, after their post, like hashtag this, and so you could find other related posts to that. When you click on it, it says there's like an error message or something. It's like, oh, sorry, some of these don't meet the community guidelines, and we're getting censored in that way. So a lot of pole dancer pole dancer hashtags and like stripper hashtags, like hashtag yes to stripper, hashtag team clear hill, and like stuff like that has been shadow banned, and your account sometimes it's restricted. So it's fucked up because we're actual hustlers.
Like, why are they doing it? Because of the movie?
No.
Oh, okay.
But then with the movie, it's like okay for certain celebrities or certain other people, and they don't like basically get shadow banned. But then the girl is doing it for real. But
we're trying to make our own business as well, like online.
Yeah, and who is Facebook to freaking like censor us because like, oh, we're showing a little bit of skin? What about all these swimsuit models? What about the male fitness and stuff like that too? They're not getting censored. Only women's bodies are being policed here. So that's a whole other fucking topic.
Do another podcast.
That's another episode, which I will definitely have someone on for that, because that whole topic of censorship. Social media and policing women's bodies is like, we're not covering it on this episode because it will take way longer than the couple minutes we have.
Sorry for me.
No, that's okay. I just got fired up, so I'm so angry about that because I can't find people anymore. I can't connect with the community as much as I did in the past, and that's huge. Like, Instagram has been a huge like part of the pole community and connecting us with people, and just being self-taught as well for some people.
Yeah, because there's so many videos that they show you there. People like showing everything from beginners upwards. Like, I was really mind blown to see like how much of a community there is.
It's huge.
Like, it's
So, but anyways, that's for another topic, another episode. But yeah, closing notes, guys. We give it a thumbs up. Yeah.
Thumbs up.
It's a toot.
Yeah, it's a toot.
It's a toot.
We enjoyed it, and I hope you guys enjoyed this fun little bonus episode. Strip by Sia. You can follow us on Instagram. We have emily.sound. We have Mrs. Asia, so MISSES.Asia. And do you want to promote yours, Annie?
Yeah, sure. Annie Annie_health_maniac.
She's a health maniac, guys.
Yes.
And obviously mine, Sia Steph, and Stripped by Sia on Instagram. And yeah, we'll tune in and catch you guys on another week. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and rate, guys. We'll talk to you guys later. And go watch Hustlers. We enjoyed it. It was fun. Anyways, goodbye. See you guys later. Bye.
You're listening to Stripped by Sia, produced and hosted by Steph Sia, aka Kimchi, music by Ted D, photography by Ian Davern, and graphics by Maria.